Hen do three Caharcuig, Shay, Shot, me, Jay. I can hear you now then.
Yeah.
Count me in then if you want me. I'm happy enough. Tá fáilte roimh an seo go dtí an dub an seo an ollscoil na ban riana an seo do tlí cheannis corn Mageean ní 2021 the 69th running of the senior colleges competition. The first 11 years the competition prize was the Senior Shield. From 1963 until now it has been the Mageean Cup. The 2021 Mageean Cup Final is just 10 minutes away from starting here. The teams are out in the field as past. They've been here maybe an hour and a half. They're there well in time. They're well prepared and everything like this that you expect of a team coming into a final. We're just hoping now that it's a beautiful night here in Belfast. The temperature is around about 9-10 degrees and the pitch looks in perfect condition. It's one of the best December evenings that I've seen for hurling, and we're looking forward to a great game. Now, on just for a wee bit of analysis here, I have asked Sean Martin Lockhart, the former Derry hurler and footballer, of course, but better known, I suppose, for football. But certainly Sean Marty in his playing days was a very good hurler as well, particularly at schools level. And Sean Marty, you're coming into a Mageean Cup. You've come into a Mageean Cup final as a player, as a captain, as a team manager, and now you're probably here as a parent tonight.
Seamus, yes, thank you very much. No pressure on the night, but here, listen, looking towards the game, we've got two good teams in the final here. It's a perfect night for hurling. There's no one going on current form. You'd have to say that Downpatrick have probably played the better hurling to date, but in the final anything can happen. Downpatrick were very, very impressive against Ballymena in the semi-final, especially the first half. Our lads, in fairness to them, let's be honest, they were very lucky to get through the semi-final. They were down by 6 points going into the final quarter, and they scored whatever 1-6 to win the game. So that's an intriguing game to look forward to.
Right, and being in the changing rooms just before a final starts, there's a lot of nerves there. Is there any more nerves for a team that are coming into their first final than for a school that's been here again and again? As you said already, Maghera teams have been there from way back in your time, way back before that. I'm not sure many Mageean Cup finals they've played in, but they've won 13. Does that affect the mentality of the players that you're putting out onto the pitch?
Actually, it depends who you're talking to, but I'd say Downpatrick's very, very well prepared tonight. Likewise, our lads too, Paul Hughes and Ronan Don have been very well prepared. So, I mean, people say about tradition, I guess here, but tradition has to start somewhere. If Downpatrick won tonight, their tradition starts tonight. So, I mean, depends what way you look at it. I would say there's no real advantage because Downpatrick have a very, very good hurling side and we have a dog at our side, so we'll see how it goes tonight, So.
Yeah, down through the school though in first and second year, St Pat's Maghera were the team to beat. They won the Mageean Cup, they won the Gallagher Cup, but then a number of players seem to drift off to football, and you went through a wee period of change there around about the Foresters.
Yes, Seamus, but we're looking back 4 years ago, this current team won the Gallagher Cup, but we have 7 or 8 players missing from that current team, so we've brought on lower 6th, we've brought on 3 or 4 5th years too. So I mean, again, Gallagher Cup, Foresters Cup doesn't really mean a lot when you get to Mageean because it's a totally different ball game.
And when you mentioned 5th years there, one of those 5th years is your own son Senan coming in for his first start tonight. How does it feel to be a parent of somebody getting their first start?
I'm worried here at the moment. No, but there's actually 4 5th years there. There's a young lad at Keane, Oisin at Keane, and Oren McElhinney in nets, and there's a lad Finn McEldowney wing half back, and Sam he's in cornerback. So I'm looking at some experience for 5th years to play at this level. So hopefully it works out for them definitely. So.
Did you come in as a 5th year yourself when you were playing Mageean?
I never played school hurling until I was a 5th year. I never played Gallagher or first year, second year, third year, 4th year. So I only started playing as a 5th year.
And then you walked in as an All-Star award. Then you worked as you won an All-Star immediately.
Yes, lower and upper 6th. I lost a final to Ballycastle. My final year, we were up by 2 or 3 points going into injury time, and they got a goal to win the game. So it was a bad memory now. So
it's funny. I think you could remember who the referee was, who scored the winning goal, and everything. You remember those more than the ones you won, maybe.
We definitely do. Like to say.
Right. So you're looking forward to a good game tonight.
brilliant game, but based in the semi-final, in fairness, Downpatrick, we watched Downpatrick. Downpatrick were very, very impressive. Now, Ballymena were a very good side. Now, Downpatrick ground them down. Now, we've played Downpatrick already this year. Now, they were better than us, whatever, 2 or 3 months ago, but I think they've come on, and I also think that we've come on as well, I guess, here. Now, in fairness, we shouldn't be here, in terms of our semi-final, the first 40 minutes, but again, we are here now. I just hope that our lads, put up a good performance tonight, and you never know what can happen. But Downpatrick have very, very good hurlers. Like, you look at their team there, there's a young lad there called Maghera, number 12 there, and Dorian, and young boy Coulter in the corner forward. Those are 3 very, very good hurlers, and then they've also got strength throughout the squad too. They've got a young boy called Declan Mallon, number 6, and a fellow called Fergal McManus. These are big, big players, and then they've a lad playing Finn Turpin midfield. He's a class hurler. He always sneaks in for a goal. But Maghera, he's averaging maybe 10 points a game, which is phenomenal for Mageean level.
Yeah, and I think you're always talking up the opposition whenever you're coming from St. Pat's Maghera. But thanks very much anyway. We'll talk to you again at half time, sure, Marty. And I'll just go through the teams now.
Thank you very much. Take care.
All right, boys. Okay. Now, the line-outs there's 2 changes from the published team line-outs in the on social media, etc. there in the programme here. I have it in front of me. There are 2, 1 for each team. So I'll go through the St. Pat's Maghera team first of all. In goals, as Sean Marty mentioned, Oran McElhinney. The full-back line is number 2, Conor Shields, Adam McLaughlin at number 3, and number 4, Owen Hassan, doesn't start, and in his place is Senan Lockhart, wearing number 19. The half-back line is Finn McEldowney at number 5, Captain James Friel from Swatter at number 6, and number 7 is Darragh McGonigal. Midfield, you have Shea McKenna and Owen Scullion. In the half-forward line, Thomas McKeagney starts at number 10, Shea O'Neill 11, and Cormac Mullen is number 12. Full forward line, Conor Murta 13, Callum O'Kane at 14, and Peter McCullough, who missed the semi-final, comes in wearing number 15. For the Red High, St. Patrick's Downpatrick appearing in their first ever Danske Bank Mageean Cup Final. In goals we have Pierce Smith. In the full-back line, Jude Ruddy, number 2, Declan Mallon, the captain, is number 3, and Dara Coulter is in the corner, number 4. Number 5, Sean Mageean, centre half-back is Ryan O'Neill, and number 7 is Conor Lenihan. The midfield pairing is Tiernan Connolly, wearing number 8, and Finn Turpin, the goal scorer from the semi-final, number 9. Number 10 is Michael Dorian, and number 11 was supposed to be Adam Rogan, but he doesn't start, and in his place Luke McCabe wearing number 19. Luke McCabe from Castlewellan wearing number 19. Tom McGrattan, as usual, will wear number 12. In the full forward line, Oisin Coulter is 13, Fergal McManus is wearing 14, and in the corner, number 15, Sean McCarthy. So there are 2 number 19s starting the game. Number 19 for St. Pat's Maghera is a son of a famous father, Senan Lockhart, whose father you were was speaking there a couple of moments ago. And then for Downpatrick, the number 19 is Luke McCabe, and plenty of Derry people will remember his father, because his father was Kieran McCabe, that scored the winning goal for Down in Celtic Park in 1994 All-Ireland, or the beginning of the Ulster Championship, where Down went on, dethroned Derry, who were the All-Ireland champions at the time, and won the All-Ireland football title. Co-commentator here tonight with me is a past pupil of, like myself, of St. Patrick's Downpatrick, the Red High, is Owen Sands. And you were here for the semi-final, Owen. It was a very tight match. You're probably expecting the same here.
Yeah, good evening, Seamus. Lovely night for it the night. So not a lot of wind about, watching both teams warm up there. They're both striking the ball well. Again, it's similar conditions to the semi-final, which was a great game. And credit to St. Louis as well, not much. It was one of the best schools hurling games I've seen in a long time. So it wasn't. I'm hoping
particularly the first half.
Yeah, particularly the first half. And looking at both these teams, and it was the same with St. Louis. There's a lot of big physical boys, for 17, maybe 16-year-olds, on both teams. They're both big physical teams. And St. Louis were the same, but the hurling on show was top notch.
Yeah, I'm just looking there across at the referee is taking the toss there. I'm not sure what way it went, but the referee is Colin McDonald from the St. Gall's club here. And
yeah, Colin would referee a lot of the Antrim League games, so he'd be an experienced referee. And he's done a couple of inter-county games too, so it could be a good standard of refereeing here tonight too.
Yeah, well, just somebody pointed out to me earlier on there that it's very unusual that you don't have any anthem involvement in the Mageean Cup Final, but even over this weekend you have 3 Ulster club finals, junior, intermediate and senior, and with no anthem clubs involved. That's very unusual.
It is indeed, yeah. And someone actually remarked to me that during the week that there was a final where no anthem teams are involved, but it's good to see for the rest of the counties competing, you know, that there is talent there and coming through, and that's what Ulster hurling needs.
Yeah.
Anthem's been carrying the flag long enough, and it's time for the Down, Derrys, Tyrone's, Armaghs and the likes to step up.
We're now going to observe a minute's silence for Colin Murray, who he actually refereed the Mageean Cup Final of 2019, the last Mageean Cup Final that was played here, and died a couple of weeks ago. He's from Dara Cross Club, and his daughter is a past pupil of the Red High. And the other person who died yesterday was brother Leo Larry Ennis, who was chairman of Ulster Colleges Council for something like 23-25 years, 1980s. So we're going to observe a minute's silence now.
In the promotion and development of Gaelic games at school, club and county level throughout his career. He was also an inspirational chairperson of the Ulster Colleges Council from 1983 to 2008. Labi Imas Nanil Garawaka.
Laba Mas na Neo Gurowako.
Mageean Mushasonish, the Oran Nation in the Heron, Oran the Vian, the Vessa Hjaldo and Not, a Granulinch, Common me Patrick, Saul, Conde and Dern. Oran the Vian will now be sung by Granulinch from the St. Patrick's Saul Club in Down.
Shinna fina foil at halfway a legerin wind orsa Artindurani queen Fay forge facer Shan cheer or shin sheer fosta the her when cheer when trial Hanokta him Savarna will leg on aerial hon wash no seal leg on air me screok will I walk now will ye shall live can eager on the
Gromaigat Grania Lynch. I'm just looking across the stand here. The stand is pretty packed. People just haven't got onto their feet yet, but that should change in a few minutes. So a lot of people have given up Christmas shopping to be here tonight, Owen.
Yeah, there's a big crowd here, Seamus, and expect a good atmosphere. There always is with school games, and I know myself from playing in finals with Red High, they always bring a good support with them. So I'm sure you'll hear the Red Army chants tonight, and I'm sure Maghera are no stranger to finals either. So I'm sure we'll hear chants from both sides. You've
been down home this week anyway, so there would be there's a good build up to it around Portaferry, around Downpatrick.
It's a big occasion for the school. You know, their first ever Mageean Cup Final, and it's brilliant to see. You know, when I started in the school, we were always competing in B competitions, and we did compete in Mageean actually in 2010. Maghera actually beat us by a point. That was with the Red High team, and they went on to win the O'Keefe Cup then. A lot of them Sockneil boys who were playing on Sunday would have been playing there, and I'm sure that the Derry clubs are supplying the bulk of Maghera here tonight too.
And we're off. The ball has been thrown in. The first person to pick it up is Finn Turpin. Finn Turpin plays it right down the wing. Knocked out again, not quite taken there. Sashin Coulter, is it, the turning on it?
Sean McCarthy, number 15.
Sean McCarthy, sorry.
Well took.
Oh, it passed Declan Mallon. Over carrying it, no.
It's Ryan O'Neill, number 6, coming in for the ball there.
Sorry.
He's moved off him.
Started at a good pace anyway.
Yeah, and it'll probably take 5-10 minutes or so to settle down. You know, as I say, it is a big occasion, and and both sets of players are quite young, so whatever team settles down here well and gets a good start will help going forward in the game. But yeah, it'll take a while to settle, I would say.
Just looking around to see if there are any changes in just the way they're setting up. Ball comes across, well taken.
Well held.
Big ball down to McGrattan. Tom McGrattan plays it high. It's a very high ball. It could be anybody's ball in that one. And underneath it is James Friel, I think, that's coming out with it. Another 50-50 ball taken by Declan, is it? Hit and hope balls over the first.
Yeah. Great high feeling so far, but I would say, as a forward myself, that's a poor quality of ball going into both forward lines, so it's giving the defenders them a chance for the clean catch. So,
and as a coach, you wouldn't want those high balls going in.
No,
and coming straight back out again.
No, they're trying to get Tom McGrattan on the ball early here and try and get him in the game. He's obviously a huge influence for Red High. So.
Connor Shields scored 4 points in the last 15 minutes the last day. He's hitting that in long. It's going to drop. It's not cleared yet, but it's going in the right direction for the Red High. Free out. Colin McDonald's right in on the action, so free out, and I expect Pearce to do this here.
Yes, Pearce scored a couple of long-range frees in the semi-final. This may just be outside his range, but he is a good up-and-coming talent, so I wouldn't put it by him having a go here.
Is he the age to play goals for Portaferry yet?
He's just came onto the scene, so this will be his first year eligible. So we're looking at Pearce now to come up for
that is a long ball. It's dropping on the 20-metre line. Oh. Free out. No, he's given a free in. I couldn't see how it was free out because the full forward, Fergal McManus, was actually reversing into it and didn't seem to be fouling anybody, so he seemed to be pulled down from behind. And here's a chance for Tom McGrattan to get onto the ball.
Soft enough one now, but as a free taker, that's your dream. Straight in front of the post, 21 yards out to start your day. You couldn't ask for a better one.
He went low.
Surprised at that. I thought he would have tapped it over to get himself in the score sheet, but obviously hungry for goals tonight.
And could there be a quick change round here? That's coming from Shea O'Neill. Shea O'Neill strikes.
Good score.
And that's a big turnaround immediately. Shea O'Neill, but just judging from the reaction from the crowd here, there doesn't seem to be many from Maghera about.
No, it was
just look at Shea O'Neill there, and he takes
it
on his right side, made room for himself.
Yeah, it was a good score. It was, as I say, it was an easy one for Tom to top over. But
yeah, here we go to Ryan O'Neill
straight away.
Ryan O'Neill's going for a long one, but it's going wide. Yep, just drops wide.
I say maybe that free of Tom's would have just settled things down.
Yeah.
Maghera went straight down the field and scored a point, so that'll probably settle them down more than Red High.
Would this pitch, you've played in this pitch yourself?
Yeah,
it's a very short pitch and it's narrow as well.
It is, yeah. It's short enough. I done my studies at Queen's, so I was a member of Queen's, and we would play it here regularly. It's a good pitch though, and they have it well lined tonight. It will be soft underfoot, obviously, with it being December and the weather we're having. But yeah, as I say, Pearce scored a couple of long-range frees from just about his own 30-yard line last week, so they do have the ability to put it over from their own defence. But again, Ryan O'Neill took a shot there. He probably would have been better playing it into his corner forwards. Right.
But at the minute, the early exchanges around the middle of the field, Red High seems to be up for it. They can get possession. Here's one for Pearce, is it? Or is it Tom McGrattan that's coming out for it?
I think I would leave this one to Tom, try and get himself on the score sheet.
We're now in the fifth minute almost. I don't think he'll be going low this time.
No.
But he's gone wide.
Just
second wide.
Right.
Yeah.
Strikes the ball well, Tom. But
he does.
That time he seemed to just leave it a bit short and try to maybe go for distance, maybe better. Leaving the next one to Pearce. Well picked up.
That's Finn McEldowney, I think. Yep. Knocking it back again to the centre half back. The centre half back's James Friel. James Friel hand passes it out, and that there's to Thomas McKeagney. knocked off. Thomas McKegney knocked off. Friel's there as well. There's a wee bit of crowd in there. So going down again.
Just a wee bit of a push. I think it's actually a Maghera free.
That's the second time he's going one way and then decided he actually wanted to go the other way.
Yeah. You can see both sets of boys. They're keen and they're eager and they're closing down their men and getting stuck in. But
Peter McCullough's leaving this even to Connor Shields, which is interesting because Peter McCullough would have been the free taker right through. Connor Shields really stepped up in the semi-final, scored 4 points from distance, and he strikes this one. It's going wide. Yep, shepherded out wide.
Again, as I say, a nervy start from both sets of players. A bit overzealousness in the tackle. Some wayward frees, but I do expect it to settle down.
By this stage in the semi-final, there were 5 or 6 points on the board. Maghera's coming away again with this one.
Good
laid off. Player got a run on goal.
Good defend.
Good defending. Well done.
Again, high ball in, 4 men round, Tom. The Red High need to be picking out their forwards better.
Nathan's dropping inside. Picked up by Declan, is it? Declan Mallon. Tries to play a low one. But picked up by the Castleville man, Tiernan Connolly. Plays it down. Picked up by... lovely ball in. A controversial call from the referee there. Looking at the monitor again, was it a hand pass? Or was it a throw? Looked like a hand pass to me.
Sean's a good young player as well for Ballycran. Sometimes depends on the referee. I think sometimes with the hand pass rule you have to show a clear strike in action, and he had to offload that one quick, Sean, and maybe Colm just didn't catch the backswing on his hand as he released it.
I think the umpires have called the referee's attention to something here, and I'm wondering whether Maghera had player down. Was there an offence caused in there?
There seemed to be a bit of coming together between the two boys. I don't know whether it was just momentum carried him into him, but there definitely was some sort of collision, so I didn't see it now myself.
Is the referee going towards Fergal McManus? No. He's coming on out. I'm not sure what's happening here.
I think it was actually number 10, Michael Dorian, who received the hand pass from Sean.
Yep,
and the two players collided. I'm not sure if it was a bit of afters or what happened, but there didn't seem to be much in it now.
There was a rumour during the week there Michael might not start because he'd been injured in the semi-final and he hadn't trained up until, was it maybe Monday, Tuesday this week?
Maybe he just picked up a knock, and then I would say more so it was just a bit of rest this week. You know, coming the last week of the final, all your work should be done. So maybe he was just resting a wee knock he picked up in the semi-final.
Right, we're moving on to James Friel for free here. James Friel, St. Pat's Maghera captain from Swatra. Strikes it, is going out to the right wing. Somebody clear here. Number 6, Ryan O'Neill. Blocked down. Maghera will get in round, you know. Ryan O'Neill's brother Connor played in your team in Downpatrick, didn't he?
Yeah, so Connor would actually be a cousin of Ryan's, but his brother Garth actually captained our team. I think it was the Gallagher Cup Final, which was a third-year competition. So Ryan be well used to these occasions. I'm sure he gets reminded from his brother now.
Going for the sideline here from
I'll took
number 9, Owen Scullion, but it's inside. Is it inside? Is it picked up? See, there's a wee bit of physicality coming in there from the Red High.
There is. Fergal McManus with a hefty shoulder there.
It hasn't been cleared yet. Is that Oshin? No, it's Michael Dorian. Michael Dorian's half blocked. That's a wide ball. I thought it was blocked there, and would have been
like
45
it blocked, but he just
65
to get the strike away quickly.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the screen just to see. No, he probably hooked it himself over. Let's see if it's dropping down again. They're trying that right wing, I think. Out comes Oisin Coulter.
Yeah, Oisin seems to.
He's playing a sort of a sweeper role in the second half.
He played in the semi-final against St. Louis. He drops back in front of the half-back line of Red High and plays, as you say, that sweeper role. Played it to good effect in the second half of the semi-final. Actually clipped over a couple of points.
Here we
himself.
go from Freely again. He's going to play it wide onto this wing.
Great take.
That was number 7, wasn't it? Conor Lenihan, the later man.
Yes, played a good ball down. Michael just dropped it.
There's 2 men in there. Freely again. Freely hurls the left side. That's gone to Oisin. Oisin strikes, and it's gone wide. So 3 wides there for Downpatrick. We're very, very nervous time here for Downpatrick because they haven't scored yet.
Yeah.
3 wides.
And again, they'll probably hard back to that free Tom had.
Settling the team right away.
Down. Sometimes you can go chasing a score in the final.
Yep.
Everyone then's trying to get one, whereas you just play your game and the scores will come eventually.
Ryan O'Neill. Here's one for Pearce now.
I would say Pearce will come out and hit this one. As I say, Pearce scored a couple from his own 45 in the semi-final, so this is well within Pearce's range.
It's right angle though.
That's tough enough, especially in front of the stand, everyone watching you, but Pearce is well able to take the pressure.
I don't think there's much of a breeze here tonight blowing either way, so...
No, there's not. I was watching them warm up and both sets of teams were striking the ball well in the warm up.
Strikes it well. Strikes it through. No, off the
post.
Off the post and wide. So 4 wides then.
Red High just need a score on the board to settle them down. I've played in finals like this, Seamus. We played Meath in 2019 and it took us 18 minutes to score in Croke Park in a Christie Ring final. And as I say, sometimes you can go chasing the scores in the final, but just work the ball in and trust your forwards to get it over the bar.
Finn McEldowney hand passes out to number 12 and wide ball. Chance missed.
Yeah, it was good moving. Maghera have done that a few times, where men running off the shoulder and they've popped the pass, which is more of a technique used in football, but they're definitely playing it to effect here.
Playing off the shoulder, that was soft. That was a soft.
Pearce got away with that one.
He got away with it.
I think he was trying to put it in front to Tom McGrattan, but the Maghera corner forward covered the space well. It's what you tell all your corner forwards to do: get out and cut that space down, get your stick up.
Fergal McManus has got round, hit, and a good hand pass out to somebody in space. It's going high. It's dropped in.
Oh, brilliant take.
And it's going to be played out over into the dugout.
I think that's Connor Shields there. He seems to be picking up Tom. So good touch.
Finn McEldowney there from the Slaughtneil club. He seems to be playing more of a midfield role, whereas he's wearing number 5 on his back.
Yeah, he seems to be playing midfield. Seamus, he's been up and down a few times, so seems to have a good engine on him. I would say maybe he's playing out around the middle.
Maybe he's following Oisin Coulter, is he? Number 2, Connor Shields. It's into. That one's not out yet.
Wide.
And the hand pass in. Number 12.
Oh,
good save. What a brilliant save by Pearce, but follow through was there.
Yeah, it looked like the Red High defenders had done everything right. They'd stood him up.
Yep. The hand pass across though was crucial.
It was, and then he blew a similar one for Sean for throwing, but you did see the backswing there. So, as I say, good corner forward play, following up the ball and the rebound of the keeper.
It is going to be very nervous now for Downpatrick until they get a score or two here.
Yeah, 15 minutes past now and no score on the board. They just need that point to settle them down.
Here's another score, is there? That is.
It's a good score.
That is. That's a fine score, and that's O'Neill again, I think.
Red High will be looking to the water break here to get in and regroup.
And the ball's out again.
I think as soon as he heard the stick clash there, I think that's why he blew it. It wasn't much of a chop action.
No.
I think he called most of the stick rather than the ball.
James Friel plays it into the corner. Caught behind. Number 14, Callum O'Kane. Callum O'Kane out. And number 15 is over the bar. That's
so
he's actually back. Corner
blew a
murder
free
is,
out.
free out.
He's called him for overcarrying. I thought
overcarrying or charging, maybe, I don't know.
Overcarrying, he made the gesture for. Sometimes the forward gets the benefit of the doubt there when they take the heavy hit. I actually thought number 14, Callum O'Kane, took that hit well, but Callum seemed to think he overcarried it.
Here we go with Pearce, right into the area. Pearce Smith strikes. It's going to go right into the distance there. Hands up. It's a goal! Is it?
No, number 6 is coming out with the ball.
Coming out. I thought he caught it very cleanly and
no, it was good defending by James Friel.
It's Conor Lenihan. Conor Lenihan's away. They're going to play it three times in the hand.
Yeah, Maghera swarming the red high guys. There's not much space out there.
And we're at the water break. 1-2 to no score.
As I say, red high, they'll be thankful for this water break. Maghera on top there. Red high do have a lot of possession, just not converting it into scores. And at the end of the day, scores are what's going to win you the game. So just need to regroup and work a few things out here. I'm sure Darren will have a few words for them.
I'm sure he will, but you know, it's kind of disappointing as a coach whenever you see a team playing and they've plenty of possession, but they're getting nothing from it, and then score goes in at the other end, especially a goal.
Yeah, and sometimes you just have to remind your players that they are playing their game and they are getting plenty of possession, as you say, Seamus, but the scores will come, not to try and force it. You know, at the end of the day, if Red High are playing all that ball up into their forwards and there's a half an inch of the ball going wide, it's a great play turned into a bad play, but no, I think they'll settle down. They just need a score on the board here to settle.
But Maghera will be a much happier team at this point anyway.
They will be now, and as I say, great to get an early goal in the final is always good. Maybe that's just Red High trying to force it a bit with Tom going low on that free, but hopefully now they come out here after the water break and can get a score on the board. Sometimes it's wee simple things, Seamus. Someone just win a free again on the 21 and make it easy for them.
No doubt in where the support's coming from, but you've got to get them cheering.
Yeah, so and I would say a bit of nerves as well, Seamus. You know, as you say, it's been a big build up to this match, so sometimes it can be a bit of an anti-climax in the first 5 or 10 minutes, especially when no score on the board. But as I say, I have no doubt they'll settle down.
Here we go, James Friel. Strikes. He gets a good strike. Is it accurate? It's accurate.
Good score.
Yep.
What Red High didn't need straight after the water break.
And a good free from inside his own half as well.
It's a tough one too, because you're sitting there cold after having gone into the water break and then having to come out and hit a free. It's not your ideal scenario. James Friel took it well.
Here we have Maghera trying a clearance. Broken down.
Great
Is it
pass.
played in?
Yes!
Number Sean McCarthy.
Sean McCarthy from Ballycran, yeah. And as you can hear them now, Seamus, that's ignited the crowd a wee bit. Brilliant pass across. I think it was
brilliant pass across. Well won in the corner. Brilliant pass across. And McCarthy knew that there was important as well.
Red High got a similar goal in the semi-final, if you remember, from Tom's pass in. So just, as I say, settle down and find your men, and that's what will come of it.
It seems to be a second player ready to come on to Tom all the time, Tom McGrattan all the time.
Yeah, well, with Oshin dropping back there, Maghera also have a spare man in defence, so they can
one of
bring
a free
him across
in.
the cover.
I think Fergal has won a free in. Tom McGrattan now getting his chance.
So that's ignited the crowd a wee bit here, Seamus, as you can hear. So hopefully that'll
There's
give the boys
always a big drum down, Patrick.
That'll give them a bit of impetus on the pitch here to push on.
McGrattan cleaning the ball just before he puts it down. Takes it to his left side. And he's accurate. He's on the board.
So a good response from Red High after that water break. So.
And that was a difficult enough one after you've missed a couple.
It is, yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not a free taker myself.
At the moment, they're the cleaner hurlers. They're picking up ball very easily, but Maghera's in on top of them, blocking them down all the time. Coming through again. It's number... That's over. He's claiming it's over.
Number 10.
That's McKegney, I think.
Thomas McKegney, yeah.
Thomas McKegney.
Took that score well, picked the ball up out of a ruck, pushed 2 or 3 out of the road and took a score.
I don't think that he was due to start the semi-final until Peter McCullough was ruled out. So he not only has he played in the semi-final, I think he scored 2 points here tonight. So it was, or maybe a goal. And did he get the goal?
No, I think it was the number 13 got the goal, Seamus. But Thomas there, he's a big lad, and he's using that physicality here tonight. As I say, he got that ball out of the ruck and pushed 2 or 3 out of the road and put it over the bar. What I want you to see all your forwards doing, win their own ball and score.
It's a good reply though from that's a good puck out. And Ryan plays it in. It's not
touch.
First touch isn't there, but it was good well
play
picked
by
out by the
Ryan.
goalie.
He just took it a bit too far into the tackle. Maybe should have released the ball that bit sooner. But it was a great touch by James Field to hold off his man and flick the ball into his hand.
No, I was just saying there was a good response from Maghera. You need a score once there's a goal and then a point goes in. You want to get it back onto the scoreboard again, and that there got them back again. Don't think this one's going to go the distance, but it's in the danger area. Pierce Smith, nice ball out.
Pierce always looks for a man. Unfortunately,
not always the same. Wide ball.
I think he was trying to play that down the line to Michael Dorian there, but James came across and cut it out well. He's playing that number 6 role very well.
He's playing
what
almost as a sweeper at number 6, you know.
Is to come across and cut out them balls.
Fergal's trying to drag him to the wing every time, out of the centre. That one's somebody standing inside in his own.
His fence has been caught sleeping here.
And it's big O'Neill again, Shane O'Neill.
Great block. I think he's got his free.
Got a free in. He was assured of his free even before he took that shot. But how was number 13 Conor Morter standing on his own inside the 20-metre line?
Yeah, I think it was Darragh Coulter's man. I think moved across. Sometimes seen it there on Sunday. It happened to Slotneil and Dunloy. Sometimes you can switch off on the puck outs, and I think the corner forward just drifted across. Darragh was caught sleeping a wee bit, so you'll be aware of that the next puck out here.
So another score then for Maghera. 2-point response to the goal and a point. They're back in this game. Well, we're never out of it really, I suppose, but
a good puck out from Pierce. Lost possession. Maghera turned them over.
Finn Turpin tries to play it low. Tom McGrattan has it. Tom McGrattan goes high. I don't think it's going accurate though. But it's going to drop dead. No. Drops wide.
Yeah, Tom's finding it very hard to get any change there. Maghera definitely put the clumps on him here tonight.
Yeah. It's a nice touch. You get inside, but you know, do you look for a player or do you take a shot?
Sometimes you just need to find your range, Seamus, and I think Tom just was a bit outside it there. You'll know for next time now to carry that ball an extra couple of steps.
Darragh Coulter just can't get rid of that ball. Nervy time still, and we're double scores at the moment, and you can't really say that the Red High is settled, or have they been allowed to settle?
No, it's probably a bit of both, yeah, a bit of nerves. But Maghera, as I say, they're strong in the tackle, and they are swarming them, especially in and around the forward line. They're getting in, they're winning the balls out of these rucks here. These rucks are going to be important tonight. You see Thomas coming out with the ball again.
McKegney plays it in low. And there's a free in. Might even be a yellow card here for Conor Linehan.
I think it was just a late block there, Colm's saying.
Has he ticked him, or is he going to give him a yellow?
He's just noted his name. Yeah, these rucks, and it's winter hurling, Seamus.
I know.
That's what it is. So,
and it probably suits the Maghera style of play as well.
It does indeed. They're big physical lads, but Red High's also a big physical team. They should be using that to their advantage too. It's just sneaked in.
Just in, yep. It was just right in line with where we are here, and just made it in. It's curling away though a wee bit. Pierce again. Low trajectory. Ball dies for McManus. McManus' hand pass out. Conor Linehan. Down into the corner. Michael Dorian. Can he get inside? 2 players on him. Free in.
Done well there, Michael. I think he was trying to get by. He's a big, strong lad as well. Sometimes, as I say, Seamus, you just get the ball in your hand, the forward will get the benefit of the doubt.
Yep.
So this should be an easy one for Tom now to settle him back down.
Five on the line. You wouldn't go low now.
No, with the way the game's going, I would expect him to put this over.
Went for it. McKegney again.
It's a good tackle by Jude.
Cross to O'Neill. That's Darren Mallon plays the ball out. Not going to be cleared.
Declan Mallon, I think it was.
Declan, sorry.
His cousin.
It's not over. No.
Good strike. Just didn't settle his feet. Just leaned back and struck the ball off his back foot.
I make it that 6 wide for Downpatrick.
Probably was in his right there to take the shot on. Fergus, just a couple more steps, he would have settled himself down.
Look at what's happening here. The crowd in the half forward line for in the Downpatrick defence. The crowd in the half forward lane and leaving 1-on-1 inside.
Yeah, and they're bunching it in the middle so that they puck the ball to the wings and then use the space to their advantage. So it's a tactic we actually employ ourselves with Down. We're not a big physical team, so we need to use the space, and it seems that's Maghera's doing it tonight.
That's 27 minutes gone now. Knocked back down, knocked away.
Thought he got away with that one, Sean. He was just a bit rash with the swing there, just a bit out of control, and I think Colm spotted that, so I think that's why he blew the free. Again, just that bit of over-eagerness to try and win the ball back is cost Red.
But it's a wee bit frustrating that you're giving away frees. I know they're distance frees, but at the same time you're giving away frees. You're breaking down your own momentum of play as well as allowing ball into your own danger area.
It was just a bit of over-eagerness from Sean there, trying to win the ball back. Like the Maghera forward was going away from the goal on the sideline. He just needed to stand them up, but it's, as I say, that just bit of nervousness and over-eagerness to try and win the ball has cost them a free. James Freel's striking them well tonight, so and he can't afford to give away too many more.
No, and he's just hitting it inside the post as well each time. It's a response to the drum going as well.
Yeah. As long as they go in between the posts, they all count.
You never like to hear somebody trying to put off a free taker, you know. You taking them yourself would appreciate that.
Well, my free taking days are done.
Fergal's got through. It's not away yet. It's over to Tom McGrattan. Tom McGrattan's, but he's got his point, has he? No.
Wide
ball.
think he thought about going low there, and he decided to settle for the point.
Took a step out.
Bit more decisive just in the pickup and putting it straight over, but it seemed Tom strikes the ball hard, so could have just whizzed by the post there.
Yeah, he got a fantastic goal just maybe from that area in the
Connor
semi-final.
Shields marshalling him well there. He wasn't going to let him by him easy, so I think that's why Tom tried to go for the point.
Another one of these rucks.
Again, this is what you need to do. Kick the ball out and get after it. Use the space and your pace.
Trying the fancy stuff here.
Yeah, it's not a night for that, Seamus.
No.
Good block down by Declan. Declan playing very well in fullback here.
Yeah, but he's been pulled out the field more.
He has been. Him and number 11, Shea O'Neill, are having the right battle in there.
Yep. The big fella takes it. And he turns. And he gets the score, does he? As Callum O'Kane set. Third point, I make it.
It's Peter McCullough, actually.
Peter McCullough, was it?
Yeah. Again, what I said was forward coming out and winning the zone ball, shaking the tackle and scoring.
Yeah. Number 9, Finn.
Great score by Finn.
Great
Turbin.
score. Had to
Turn
get
around quickly there. Sharp puck out.
They had to get a score there right away.
Pace is quickened a bit. Colm seems to be letting the game. He let Pearce hit it quickly there. Maghera keeper seems to be slowing down the pace of the game.
There you go with a replay. It's just straight over. It's a great puck out from Pearce Smith to pick him out. Number 19 is Luke McCabe. Luke McCabe plays it into the space. That's free in, yeah. I think there was a chop from behind, was there?
Yeah, so Sean just got out in front of his man, and the Maghera defender was just that bit over-eager, as I say, to try and win the ball, chop down. So Sean's playing well now. If they can get the ball into him, he's causing them issues with his pace. We
have an injury here to McKegney, is there, in the middle of the field? But meanwhile, Tom McGrattan goes ahead and takes his point. Is that
1-4 to 1-8.
1-8. So we're a bit closer now than it was there a few minutes ago, but it's still not close enough for the Red High, they're still trying to work themselves into the game.
Yeah, as I say, they seem to have settled down a bit. The pace of the game has definitely quickened up, Seamus, there in the last 5 or 10 minutes or so. Both teams now seem to be at ease.
Great puck out from McElhinney.
See Coulter in there doing the sweeper role, picking up that ball. Good
Tom McGrattan again. Will he go for a score? It's looking good.
Tom's coming more into the game now. Great score off his right hand side, which would be his strong side actually, off the run. His dad's a coach and he always preaches strike the ball on the move, so his dad will be proud of that one off the right hand.
But that's his first one from play too, so it's important for any forward to get a score from play.
Great field.
Well taken.
Again off the shoulder.
Slips it out. It's not clear yet. McCullough's in there. Declan Mullen doesn't quite make it.
Good defending by Red High.
Yep.
Good approach play by Maghera again. Not off the shoulder running's causing baller.
2 players, but
it's a night for 2 hands there.
Yep.
Get rid of it. Needs to get rid of it.
Just got knocked off. Never is turning.
Actually, thought
as a defender, you'd be disappointed that that was free against you. For he didn't do too much wrong.
I actually thought the Maghera defender marshalled him very well there. He was dubious even for overcarrying, but I think he slapped him maybe and give the referee a decision to make. In the end.
Number 5 for Maghera is Finn McEldowney, and he plays just the same way as his father did, Cole McEldowney. Fantastic weak defender, and he stuck to you like a leech all the time. Here we go with Tom McGrattan again. And straight over.
2 points in it now.
Down to a 2-point game.
Red High probably don't want half time to come here.
Yeah. Probably half time is going to come too quick for them now.
Yeah.
It's going to break the momentum maybe. They're actually winning a number of these rucks. They're not always going to be white jerseys coming out with a ruck. That's half time then.
Yeah, so a good finish by Red High there to pull the margin back to 2 points. So a good tight game, a nervy enough game there, Seamus, as I say, from both teams. But just a wee bit of steadiness in the shooting, and I think there would be a few more scores on the board for both teams.
Right, and it started off very, very well for Maghera in the sense that they were getting scores while Downpatrick was doing all the work.
Yeah, and sometimes it can be disheartening whenever you are on top of a team and you have all the possession, but the ball's not going over the bar. And as you say, Maghera seem to be getting their scores that wee bit easier. But Red High did finish that game well, or the half well there, so they'll be hoping to carry that momentum into the second half here.
And do you think that the impact of that, missing that free or going low with that free and not getting a score on the board, do you think there was an impact from that there at the very, very start, and it gave you a wee bit of nervousness? And they're playing with a lot more fluency now. Yeah,
they are. As I say, Tom was just maybe eager to try and get a great start and get out of the blocks firing, but I think it was 16 or 17 minutes before Red High had a point on the board. But Tom's responded well, and so have the team. You know, and I always judge a player or a team on how they respond rather than the mistakes they make. Okay, right, go to Mageean anyway. We'll move over to Sean Marty. He's just coming back here to Sean Marty Lockhart's come back here just to have a look at what we did what we saw during the first half here. So at the water break, Sean Marty, Maghera would have been the happier team.
Definitely, because I think Downpatrick played the better hurling in the first half. They're dominating in the middle of the pitch. Now they've missed, a lot of scores up front, and the only difference is Maghera have taken their chances, and Maghera are probably lucky to go in 1-8 to 1-6 at half time here. So.
But at the same time, you're talking about Downpatrick missing chances. The defence has been very good down here.
Definitely, yes. They've kept them out a lot, but I mean, from the point of view, under in the middle, that's the crucial area. The middle sector, Downpatrick are one on puck outs, they're one on the second ball, they're one on the third ball, I guess, here. And our guys have to start competing under in the middle of the pitch, I guess, here, because at the end of the day, your defence can hold out for so long.
Yeah, but you're also saying, Owen said there earlier on that Maghera took their chances when they came there and built up a reasonably good league.
Yes, I think now Downpatrick have moved the number 6 back into Peter McCullough and full back, but I think their full back line is susceptible. They're very weak. You know, I think Maghera can get the ball on, they can hurt them, I guess, here, but their strength, Downpatrick's, as I say, is their half back line in midfield, and their half forward line is very, very strong.
Tactically, Maghera seem to have taken everybody bunching out round here and leaving one-on-one. Or trying to leave Peter McCullough one-on-one.
No, I think it's a tactic against their puckouts, because young Finn Turpin, he's making runs to the puckouts, and Maghera's kind of playing zonal, trying to cut him out. So, and then when that happens, they're leaving a lot of space in the full forward line. But I mean, if we can get the ball into Peter McCullough, I think Peter could cause damage in their full back line. Right.
And Finn McEldowney seems to be playing a lot more as around midfield, or is he following Oisin Coulter?
Yes, Finn's job is to mark Oisin Coulter. So Coulter starts in corner forward and he plays out around the middle. So that's Finn's job to follow him. You know. So, but again, Finn's got on the ball too a couple of times too. But Coulter's a very, very good hurler. That
was a bad call maybe from the referee. I thought Finn did everything right there, and then the foul was given against him.
It's easy for us to judge. Now, I think in years gone by, the referees have let the game go. Seamus, in fairness, like there's been a lot of blow in the first half there, and some people are questioning some of the decisions. Like there's some easy fouls given on both sides there. So in fairness,
and both goals then. The first one for Maghera.
First one, Maghera, very, very, very good goal. Your boy, it was like a poacher's goal. Your boy pulled it along the ground. It's very, very good. And then the other goal was a fella called Sean McCartney for Downpatrick. He finished it well now, in fairness.
It was a great free or a great ball into him.
Yes, it was a crossfield ball from the corner, and number 15, Sean McCartney, he actually finished it very, very well, in fairness. And that actually got Downpatrick back into the game, because they were out of the game at that stage. So. Yeah,
and both the goals probably, defences had chances to clear them.
Yes, it was just sloppiness, it definitely was. But I mean, there's good hurlers in that pitch on both sets of forwards, and if a defender makes a mistake at all, he's going to be given a free against him, or he's going to concede a score, and that's the bottom line. Now, Maghera are probably depending a lot on James Friel. His frees were very, very good the first half, from 40 yards, 50 yards, 60 yards out. He's been very, very efficiently.
But as well as that, he's done a good sweeping roll across the half back line.
He's a fine hurler. I mean, he reads the game well. He's very, very good in the ball, and that's why he's one of our leaders in the team now, in fairness. And he's had a very, very good first half there, in fairness.
They've moved full forward forward, Fergal McManus out until centre half forward, until James Friel, and while he mightn't have the pace, he's actually getting in on top of him a few times.
Oh, he's very robust, and he throws his weight about, you can see, and he's changed the game somewhat. But I mean, the last 5 minutes there, Tom McGrath's got back in the game, Finn Turbin's got back in the game, and you have to say now, Downpatrick would have liked to play on.
All right. Oh, the half-time whistle probably came too quick for him. But the decision of Tom McGrattan to go low with the first free for a team playing in their first final, you get a score on the board. Well,
personally, as a manager, I wouldn't have been happy. I would have been saying, take your point, settle the team down, go get. But I mean, he must have seen the chance, and hey, I suppose that's what forwards do. They see an opportunity, they go for it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So
it works if you're Liam Watson, maybe.
Right, well,
the other thing was, though, Downpatrick went 15 minutes or more, certainly after the water break, before they opened the score.
Yes, and it comes down to Maghera. Maghera's defence is good too. In fairness, they kept them out. But I mean, when they got going, you see when they got going, they dominated midfield. They get the ball on the forward line, you can see, and they're a fine team to watch now. In fairness, when they get going.
Yeah, and they've scored a goal and 6 points inside the 15 minutes there, where they scored nothing before that. There, game's not over yet.
Game's not over. If I was Paul Hughes and Ronan Donnelly, I'd be saying to our middle 8 players, you've got to get into the game more, you've got to contest more and win that midfield. If we can do that, we'll create chances on our forward line. If not, we're going to be under serious pressure the second half here. Right,
and do you expect there's going to be high scoring? That was high scoring in the first half.
It was. I'd say it'll finish off. There'll be another couple of goals and a lot of points now to finish it. But I mean, the big thing in the second half is momentum. If Downpatrick continue on the way they're playing, they'll win the game. But if Maghera can wrest their momentum back from that, they're in their chance.
Yeah, in fairness to Downpatrick, the first couple of scores, the goal and the point they got, Maghera came back at them and scored a couple of points in a row there, so that broke the momentum for a while. But just the last, I think they scored the last 4 or 5 points there.
Yes, after their 1-1, I think Maghera responded well. It was a good typical Maghera respond well. But I mean, the last 5-10 minutes, it's been all Downpatrick, definitely all Downpatrick, and it's good to get our boys back in there and get them regripped and get up to the second half, because we had probably a strong first quarter and then we fell away, underperformed the second quarter there. So.
Yeah, and Peter McCulley, they didn't even try him with frees.
No, well, Peter. Everybody knows Peter's carrying injury, but I think Peter, when they're moving their number 6, who's a fine hurler, back into full back, they're worried with Peter McCulley. Now, if we can get the ball into Peter McCulley even high, I think Peter will cause a lot of bother. In fairness,
okay. Thanks very much, anyway.
Thank you, Seamus. Goodbye. Thank you.
See you at the end.
Right. Sorry.
Okay. So, yep. Now, so. 3-4 minutes into the break here now, so I'll take a break myself for a needed drink. My throat's getting very dry, and as you can see there, still on the scoreboard, it's 1 goal and 8 points to St Pat's Maghera, and the Red High St Patrick's Downpatrick are 1-6. See you in a few minutes. Okay, Timothy Rasher, Easton, Darnell, Jan Shaw. Downpatrick have been out 3 or 4 minutes and did a wee warm up in the corner there, while Maghera are just coming straight out of the blocks. Notice a couple of comments there on the Facebook that you're trying to get rid of this drum. Believe you me, it's far harder to listen to whenever you're standing beside it. So we're ready. Colin McDonald going for the second half here, and the game is on. It's going nowhere. It's going to be another throw in.
I think everyone in the half-back line,
I'm looking at Declan Mullen. Declan Mullen's out in the middle of the field by the looks of things.
I think he's playing centre back, if I'm not mistaken.
Wee bit of chaos here, which will suit Maghera, of course. Free in.
Pushing the back, free out. Again, Pearce will probably have a go at this. This is similar distance to where he scored in the semi-final, so he'll be trying to have a go. He's had a go at a couple, so maybe he fancies this one.
And he took a step or two forward there just to give himself
stole
a better
few
chance.
Yards, so don't think Colm's seen it. Oh, he did. He's bringing him back.
I think is he wired up to his lines, man?
I think the linesman called it, yeah.
Yep.
So
Pierce
chancing his arm a bit, so
he is wired up to the line and I presume to the umpires as well. Pierce Smith then strikes well. It's going to the right though. It's not going out of play. Come down on top of. It's coming out though.
Good block down, but I think that's a wide
ball. I'm making it that there were 7 wides in the first half for Downpatrick, and there's they started the second half another wide.
Yeah, so I think Declan Mullen's moved into centre back, and Ryan O'Neill's gone into full back on Peter McCullough. Jude Roddy coming out, he had a great game in the semi-final.
Yeah. Don't think Michael Dorian expected that to drop to him just as handy as that. Blocked down.
Again, Maghera getting bodies in around.
Yep.
Good defending.
Pulling it back out again to Friel. Friel turns to the left. Peter McCullough's not going to make that one.
Ryan O'Neill, as I say,
and
he's moved back in there.
A great diagonal ball. Number 8 is Tiernan Connolly. Tiernan Connolly is in it.
I think the keeper was just distracted by Fergal there. He was encroaching into the keeper, and I think the keeper had one eye on the defender and attacker coming in and just took his eye off the ball for that split second.
I think that both attackers there put the keeper off. I'm not sure whether even they got the touch there or not.
No, as I say, I think he was worried about them coming in. And sometimes it's a cruel life of a keeper.
Hand pass out again to Connolly. Connolly's places the ball across, cut out.
Good hit.
That's Connor Shields, isn't it?
He's actually blew him for a free. I actually thought that was a good shoulder to shoulder, but maybe Colm's seen him push him in the back, maybe.
2-6 to 1-8. First time Downpatrick have been ahead.
Yeah, so as I said, Seamus carrying that momentum that they ended the first half with, so they've carried that into the second half here, so we'll see if that continues, but Maghera have a chance here now to respond.
Well, that's a goal and 4 points. I know it's over the break and that type of thing. Maghera has to break this momentum, get back into the game again. James Friel's going to try it. James Friel's done enough.
That's a great score.
Great score, brilliant score from James Friel.
And as you say, Seamus,
teams are level.
Brilliant response from Maghera there, and one of their bigger players who's having a good game tonight, stepping up and putting that free over the bar for them.
From inside his own 45-metre line. That's a long one from Pearce.
Tom's drifted in behind here, and the defender hasn't picked him up.
On his left. Wide.
Got free there, done everything right, just didn't.
And got onto his good side.
Finish it. Keep shooting. The chances will fall to him, and I've no doubt that it'll not phase his confidence anyway. We've seen that.
Playing the ball out, that wasn't a bad puck out there, but just player didn't get it. Ball still loose. Picked up by. It's going into McCullough. And that's Declan Mullen. Declan Mullen.
Well robbed by the forward.
Flicked out.
Declan using his strength in there. Getting his body in over the ball. Done well.
Got a free out.
Declan having a great game now.
Yeah.
He's moved out to centre back, but he is solid when he's in the round there. He's a good defender, and he's a big lad, and he can use his physicality well.
Is it? Would it be your reading of it that they're putting Ryan back there to there's a
so Peter
looks like a
McCullough.
yellow card there for Shea O'Neill.
Yeah, so as I say, him and Declan Mullen, they're having a good battle, and so is Peter McCullough and Ryan O'Neill. Peter McCullough was doing a bit of damage there in the first half. Come out, took a great ball in his hand and turned and smashed it over the bar. But Ryan marshalled Jack McCluskey well in the semi-final, and it looks like he's having to do a similar job here tonight on Peter.
Played right up along the line. Not a clean catch there, but well in. Maghera always in quick. And that one is over the bar.
Two great scores by Finn Turpin.
Finn Turpin
having a good game. He scored a brilliant goal to kind of finish St. Louis off in the semi-final. So Finn's from the same club as himself, Portaferry. He's one we're hoping to come through as well this year in the senior grade.
That's Oisin Coulter. Oisin Coulter hand pass out again, not taken though.
Maghera
not back
the
again. The pressure was right on to Kieran Connolly there immediately. Who's got it clear? Number 10, and that's over the bar from McKegney.
I think that's Thompson's third score. Again, won that ball out of the ruck, come out and struck the ball well. He's having a good game now in half forward.
And it's still level. That one's just knocked out by number 7, Dara McGonigal. Dungiven man.
So it seems to be a more traditional 15 on 15 this half.
A wee bit like that there.
No, it seems Oisin Coulter's pushing up now.
Yeah. It seems a wee bit more space. Down in
Maghera dropped actually a lot of bodies back here. We'll be clearing it up to see your red high boys. As you can see that line right across the middle.
Somebody stopped there.
It's not going out.
It was Dara Coulter actually stopped there. He thought the ball would be clear. Has that one gone wide?
Yeah, James put that free over there and maybe fancied his chances from distance there, but he was better playing the ball and stays inside forwards.
Picked up. So he got through. Too many steps.
Has been consistent with that one, to be fair to Colin.
He has.
He's blown up a few, so again, if you're taking one more above the 4, some referees are more lenient than others, but it seems to be a rule Colm's applying strictly tonight.
James Fried's range?
Maybe. He's just he put one over slightly, just about 10 yards in front of him, so I wouldn't put it past him now the way he's playing tonight.
Strikes. It's not going to go the distance and it's not going to go the direction yet either. It's knocked out by
Ryan O'Neill again, coming out of the ball.
Pops it forward and takes it in his left.
And that's what you want to be doing with Oisin Coulter, using him as the outlet pass. If
knocks
he's
it down.
Sweeper.
Well taken by Dorian. Dorian, is this a score for Dorian? It's drop it short.
Not going to go, but
drop it short, but Tom McGrattan's in. Nobody knows where the ball is.
Keeper done well there. Tom just
wee
tried
bit
to
of
pick
calmness
his pocket.
now. McGonigal plays it along.
A brilliant catch by Ryan O'Neill.
Yeah.
Again, he's kept Peter very quiet
And
since
he's
he's
playing
moved
out.
back there.
He's trying to play Connolly in, or Turpin.
Took a bad touch, Finn. It's just popped.
That's a good score. Nope.
Again, Pearce will look for a man here coming out.
2.
So good play from the back line.
Is there a break on? So free, he wasn't really on the ball.
No, again, but he done what you want your corner forward to do.
He got into the position.
He got out in front, and as I say, that the defender's given the referee a decision to make there. So anytime they've got the ball in now, Sean McCarthy, he's doing well. He is small, but it seems to be working to his advantage. Sometimes a smaller man gets the benefit of the doubt. And he seems to have got it a few times tonight, Sean. He's got a few frees there.
And this is a relatively handy free for Tom McGrattan. And he strokes it over. Red High just go a point up again.
It's looking like it's going to be
number 22 for Shea O'Neill coming in off, and number 22 Niall Barton is coming in. Niall Barton, I think, is from Castle Dawson Club.
Yeah, I think Shea picked up a yellow card there in the second half. Declan Mullen was just asserting his influence a bit more in the game, so maybe a change just to try and curtail him a bit.
Well taken out by Jude Ruddy. Jude Ruddy's still going. He's clearing through. Is he going to have a rush of blood? Is he looking for a free or looking for a player?
Slap of the stick there, but Collins let it go.
Not going to let that one go.
I don't think he's seen that one. There was a bit of a wide pull by Maghera.
He's not going to. I think he's going to move
Michael here.
It's not a card, is it, for
yeah, it's just a few fouls now. Michael's giveaway, and I think there's a bit of afters with James there. So Jude come out and attack that ball well there. So he did. He's actually.
But you could see that he's scoring back because he wasn't going to shoot.
I was going to say I train our minors, and his stick was fixed the other night, and I was using it to train them boys. So I thought there maybe was a score in it, but he decided to pass it instead.
Freel. It's the distance, but it's not the accuracy, is it?
It's just tailed to the right and wide there. Pierce going long.
Yep. And I think it's going to drop down for Sean McCarthy. No, not going to go that distance. Tom McGrattan, not there.
So good hustling there by the Red High forward, number 19, Luke McCabe.
Number 5 trying to play it across to Finn Turpin, but McEldowney's out with him.
Again, need two hands on a night like this.
He's trying to beat him, he's not going to beat him. And McEldowney wins his free. Just mentioned it earlier in the first half there, he's a real terrier, that play.
Yeah, he done well there, Finn. Finn McEldowney, that is, not Finn Turpin, who gave away the free, but McEldowney was hassling and hiring him. He didn't let him pick the ball up easy. Sometimes, as I say, it's the 17th of December, you just need to get your knees down, back bent, and get that ball up with two hands.
Here we go, James Freel again. We seem to be talking a lot about James Freel on the frees.
Yeah, some sloppy tackling by the Red High forwards has given James Freel these chances.
Nope.
Unlucky enough, he's not punishing them. But if they keep giving the opportunity, he will score.
He missed a couple in the semi-final and they switched on to Conor Shields for those long distance frees to great effect in the last 10 minutes against St Killian's, and it was very effective. Connolly drops it in. It's knocking down, but it's not going to come to Sean McCarthy.
Good defending by Shields.
Yep.
So they've moved Tom in and they're playing him on the edge of the square now. Ian Declan showing his strength, coming out with the ball.
And to the corner.
Great ball in.
Michael Dorian. Wide.
Just didn't steady himself.
Yep.
Maybe should have played to recycle the ball a bit. Again, Seamus, I was just talking about it 2 seconds ago. 2 hands on that ball up in the hand. He was in for goal there.
Exactly.
You can see
but maybe that's because of whatever injury he was carrying there after the semi-final. He's just not as sharp as he was in the semi-final. He's pretty good in the semi-final, and even better in the matches before that, I thought.
Yeah. So I can see he's kind of holding his hand there. So
yeah. And
he just got booked a minute ago. So sometimes that can play in your mind a bit just with confidence, but hopefully he'll come back into it.
Sideline in. Again, go back to the semi-final game. Owen Scullion sent a sideline over the bar in that game at a very crucial time against St Killian's. Maghera had the momentum and swept on with that momentum. Tonight they're not getting that momentum. They had that momentum early on, but the momentum has been broken now and they just can't get back into the game again. And I think that happened to St. Louis in the semi-final as well.
Great take.
Good take. And it's looking good. Yes, it's over the bar.
It's a good score. That's the first time this half Peter's managed to try and escape the clutches of Ryan O'Neill there. Yep. But you can see, like all good forwards, he got 5 yards on him and bang, it was over the bar.
Yep.
There's no support with him.
And an immediate response from Michael Dorian. And Downpatrick go back into the lead once more.
Yeah, great response from Michael especially. I know myself as a forward, having missed one, it's good then when you get the next one to put it over the bar. So
are we hitting
good response?
We're hitting a water break now. Just
so Red High point up.
2-9 to 111. The goal made the difference.
It did indeed, and I expect unless we get another goal, this is the way the game's going to go until we see it out. It's going to be point for point. It's going to be nip and tuck unless a team gets a goal. I don't see either team pulling away.
Right. And it's funny, you know, the first half where you saw one team, a lot of momentum and building up the scores, and then Red High coming back, building up the scores with momentum. Now neither team's getting that run of scores.
Yeah, well, it happens in most games. Seamus, every team, as they say, they talk about this purple patch. So both teams had it in the first half, and it's kind of been an even battle so far. So there's always going to be that ebb and flow of the game. So it's how you... It's damage limitation when one team's on their purple patch, and then it's capitalise on it when you get your purple patch then. So, and to be fair to both teams, it's probably what they've done here tonight. I know that when you were at St. Patrick's, you had chances of winning matches, maybe not winning, getting through and winning Mageean Cup finals, but they're certainly there for the taking for the first title. It is indeed. Both teams are evenly matched there, so it could go either way. So, but definitely Red High should. This, as I say, it's the Mageean final. It's their chance, and you never know when this opportunity might come around again. So well, you're talking about once in a generation. in this case, it's once in whatever number of years, 70 years almost since these competitions started. Downpatrick were there the very first year that when they entered the team in 1952 in the Senior Shield. There were only 4 schools at that particular time: St. Malachy's, St. Magnesi's Garntar, St. Mary's CBS Belfast, and Downpatrick. And of those 4 teams, they're the only ones that have not won. And here is their only chance now, 69 years, 70 years later. Yeah, and it'd be great for a bit of senior success in the school. I think the first ever senior hurling title they won was 2012, I believe. That was actually the team I played on. It was a Casement Cup, and they won it the year after. So there are only 2 successes at senior level. And to get success in an A competition would just be massive. But then, of course, the first Mageean Cup was handed out in 1963, and that was the day. That year was the year that St. Pat's Maghera opened. It took them 20 years to build up a team to win it, and since then they've been a force in it, so they're not going to let it go easily. Yeah, there's tremendous pedigree, Maghera, in these competitions, like, so I'm sure it'll not faze them. They'll have lads along the line who've been in this position before, so I'm sure they'll not panic. That's Jude Ruddy again, came through a couple of times there earlier on. Has that ball. Sorry, a lovely ball through to Luke McCabe. Luke McCabe's looking around him. Free. He's the one that has got a chance, but he just can't take it. Just planted the feet there, as I was saying in the first half. Jared McGrattan preach and strike the ball on the run. He just planted the feet and allowed the defender to hit him. It's a great hustling by the Red High team here. Yep. Well done, Washing. Well done. But Maghera, well done as well. They've got round it. Maghera's going to come out of this. Again, they're working hard, Maghera. They always get bodies in a round. Here's Sean McCarthy. Oh, great tackle. Great tackle there by number 12. Tried the flick down. He's seen Tony Kelly doing that, but he hasn't seen him doing it in December. I don't know if Tony Kelly will be doing that on the 17th of December. Sean McCarthy just picked up a knock there, and that he seems to be limping away. So sideline, Tom McCarthy put a sideline over, or Tom McGrattan, sorry. No, I haven't seen Tom hit too many sidelines, so we'll see how this one goes. I don't know if he practices them or not, but he might fancy it here. Looks like he's just going to pass it. No, I think it's... No. It's in the mix yet.
Maghera's going to come out with, though. Taking it out very well. Not cleared. Don't know what's happening in that corner. We can't just see it. It's a wrestling match has broke out.
Let's give a free out.
Yep. On no account let hurling break out in that corner.
Maghera keeper's done well. There's since the goals went in, there's been a few high balls have come in. He's dealt with them well. As I say, goalkeepers, it's a cruel life. So he's responded well to them.
Who's down in the
mistake?
Who's down in the
Sean McCarthy? He seemed to pick up a knock there, and that kind of melee, the last bit of play there. So
seemed to hold his hip, is he, or is it the leg?
I think it's his leg.
Nervous few minutes here for anybody involved in either team.
Red High do have a big bench, but they are quite young, so whether Darren calls upon one of them here, we'll see.
Luke McCabe there had a chance for a score.
He's told a couple to warm up, looks like. Adam Rogan there warming up. He played the semi-final, centre half forward.
Set. Picked out. Picked up by Conor Lenihan. Conor Lenihan strikes. Blocked down. It's going to break for... Going to break for this substitute that came on there, number 22, Niall Barton.
It's about a lapse in defence there. Now Barton seemed to get free, nobody marking him.
But it just broke right. Here we go. Tom McGrattan's got inside. Two hands, Tom. Out comes same Maghera player again.
A slap by Tom there, just a bit of frustration at not getting that ball up, and he slapped the defender coming out with it. So they seem to have done that well. Red High, Pierce seems to be pucking the ball. He's pucking it well beyond the 45, and they're letting the ball run over their heads.
Tom McGrattan is getting one-on-one out in that wing.
Yeah, it's been a good battle between him and Connor Shields now. Brilliant take by Declan Mall.
Lovely pass out as well.
Good pass by Sean Mageean. He's worked the ball well here. High ball into Fergal.
It's not. Come back out again.
Done well to pick that up.
It's
just wide. Just wide at the end there. Again, that's two shots Michael's had just over the shoulder. Maybe just recycling the ball out that bit, but his confidence up after scoring the one off the left-hand side, but maybe just needs to pass that ball off.
Holden. Pierce Smith again.
Yeah, so Pierce seems to be coming out to take this one. He'll definitely fancy this. This is probably the closest one he's got so far, but he's still a good
I don't think he scored one yet now, but again, if this one goes over, it's not only a great lift to him, it's a great lift to the team.
Yeah, point in it. Seamus,
we're having a substitution here. Number
11, Adam Rogan, seems to be replacing Sean, who just picked up a knock there in that last passage of play.
So,
Sean played
last
very
10
well
minutes.
Now. Great contribution from Sean, a goal, and he won a couple of frees there. So, a young player and one for Ballycran in the future. His mother's actually a Portaferry woman.
Oh, I just claim everybody. That one's all the way.
A great score. So again, as you say, Seamus, and you hear the drums going behind us, a big lift to the Red High there. 2-point lead.
Not clear.
Just another ruck development.
And no frees given away here.
Declan Mallon throwing himself at it.
Oh, was that a throw there? Number 15, McCullough.
Great score.
Great score. Great response.
Yeah, anytime Peter McCullough's got a free, he's put the ball between the sticks now. Very efficient play by Peter.
Pierce Smith again. Going all the way down to Tom McGrattan again. It reaches him, but he knocks it forward.
Seems to be an injury. Colms blew it up just for injury. A lot of boys down stretching there. It's coming into the last 10 minutes here. It's heavy pitch, heavy in the legs. You can see a few of them are starting to cramp up. So, fitness will be a big factor here, Seamus.
If it goes to extra time, that is.
Yeah.
I'm seeing another couple of Maghera substitutes warming up here. I'm not sure.
The few of them down with cramp there, so maybe just a time to bring in some fresh legs, especially this last 10 minutes.
Here we have James Friel. He's going low. He's going right into the corner.
Great touch.
Great first touch, but he turns inside.
Could have blew him there for overcarrying, but he's given the advantage.
Not clear.
Great score again
Great
by
score.
Peter.
McCullough again. The McCullough factor, the Slackneil factor is coming back into this game.
Yeah, so as I say,
it's tied up now.
Anytime Peter has managed to get free of Ryan, he's putting the ball between the sticks. He's
Actually, it is level. We're having a substitution here. Number 18 is coming on for number 10.
It's Oshie McNichol, number 18.
Oshie McNichol started the semi-final, and he's coming in for Thomas McKegney.
Peter McCullough actually seems to have moved out here now. Whether that's Ryan O'Neill's moved out and he's just fallen, but they both seem to be appearing around midfield now. Maybe around the half forward line.
Barton went in, he's just gone in as a simple, straightforward full forward. So it's all level with 7 minutes to go on the clock. Whoever blinks first. I thought he has been playing very, very well in the last 5 minutes.
Great pick up by Sean. Sideline ball to the red eye. Again, we've been praising them. Maghera's work right there on closing down and getting to the man. You can see two of them swarming them there.
I've thought Sean McKenna number 8 or Shane McKenna number 8 for Maghera.
I think he's actually given a free here, so it seemed to be
free before it was even kicked
I'm not
out.
sure what that was for exactly, but
it's dropping. It's dropping over the bar.
It's a big score there, Seamus.
Yep. And we're having responses at each end here. The response from Maghera going level.
Just below the stand, pressure on to put Red High point up. Great score by Tom.
In many ways, though, it's a sympathetic stand. You can hear the Downpatrick score has been called for, but Maghera score is much more muted, and a chance for Maghera to go level again.
So again, these frees are important.
This is Peter McCullough coming out to take this, I think.
It's all about converting these chances now coming into the last 5 minutes. This is where the benefits of a good free taker pays off.
Callum, Peter McCullough came out looking to take that free, but Callum O'Kane strikes it instead and strikes it over the bar.
So again, good response to level it again.
5 minutes left, all square.
Pierce going long again.
Going into this corner this time.
Trying to find Tom again.
And he's found Tom. It's not going to go the distance.
It's not going to go wide. It's in high in the Fergal here.
It's down.
Both teams desperate.
Fergal making a nuisance of himself. Comes out to Oisin. No.
Oh, great robbery there. Number 13, Conor Murta.
And cramp.
Yeah.
2 cramp. Because Tom McGrattan's down here straight in front of us with cramp. He's not on the screen.
Cronje Murray over there checking on the physio. Also physio with the county top class, so you couldn't be getting better treatment. But Darren will be concerned about this now. He won't want to lose Tom at this stage. As I say, this last 5 minutes, I think this is what we're going to see. Seamus, both sets of players have put in a massive effort here, so it's only natural that they're going.
It's going to take a big score then.
It is, and as I say, unless one team gets a goal, I can only see there being a point or so in it.
The goal was a big score for the Red High in the last match. In the
I would expect now here with Tom cramping up, I would expect them to take up possession on the edge of the square here, and they'll try and put ball into him here for the last couple of minutes.
Going back.
So it'll be an indirect free to Maghera due to them having possession. So James Friel actually can't score from this, so he'll have to pick a pass.
Yeah, I think the referee was even thinking of pushing him back a wee bit, but They're trying to get Peter McCullough in it again. Knocked away. Sideline in. Sideline to Maghera, is it?
I think it is. Jude Roddy there just come out in front of Peter and touch the ball out of play.
But which players have impressed you during the course of this match?
There's been a few on both teams, Seamus. I suppose starting with Red High, Declan Mullen's been a colossus in the back there for them. Any ball that's come in, he's dealt with and come out with, and again showed his physicality. Ryan O'Neill has also played well, but again so has Peter McCullough. They're having a good battle in there. Thomas McKegney's also impressed me, some of his strength and his point taking as well.
We're going Owen Scullion, number 9 here. It's not
a dangerous one.
It's a dangerous one. Still there. Still there. Free out. Free out.
Yeah, he has been very tactical tonight, Colm. So he's blown up a lot of frees, but he has been consistent with that message.
Right, you were going for player of the match then, Declan Mullen.
I don't know. I'm always hesitant to pick a player of the match before it's over.
Right. Free in. Michael Dorian has been involved in a couple of big plays there.
He has. That was brilliant. Now, straight out of Brian Cody textbook there. Win your own balls a forward and either get a score or win a free.
And again, keep going back to the semi-final. It was winning frees like this here, using your cuteness. Just, you know, you draw the free, you get an easy free, you get an easy tap over, you put the pressure on the other team.
Yeah, and that's it, just using a bit of intelligence on the pitch. You know, if Michael knew there was Maghera men closing him down there, and he just he dropped the shoulder and the arm around the neck, and then he went down. So it was good forward play. So
yeah, and drew a yellow card for sending Lockhart there.
Yeah. And sometimes it's hard, as I say, Colm's he's been tactical with his application of the rules tonight, so if you're giving him a decision to make, he'll blow that whistle.
8th point for Tom McGrattan, and really he hasn't been getting the type of game that he had in the semi-final, and yet he's had a big impact on what's going on here.
Yes,
4 minutes of injury time. 4 minutes of injury time. Sideline to Downpatrick, and we're coming just 4.5 minutes left. Then it was 4 minutes of added time. Just looking down at Darren Swale there along the line for Downpatrick, and I say that he's very, very nervous at the moment. Here's Big Fergal. Big Fergal pushes his way past, but he's given away a foul. And that foul in the middle of the field could be costly.
Yeah, so you'll more than likely see James Friel here come out to hit this. Unless Callum O'Kane fancies it. He did put his last one over, and James did miss a few
Callum O'Kane fancies
long
this.
range, so yeah.
The Banagher man fancies it. But it's a big free, like
it is, but
65 metres right in the middle of the field. It's a 65.
It's what you want to see from a free taker. Though Callum's come out there, he's confident and he wants to hit it, so I would always go with the man who wants the ball.
Downpatrick's bringing on a substitution here. Number 20 Fergal Casey is coming in for Luke McCabe. Here we go. It's not going to reach.
It's not going out.
Declan.
Free out
on Declan Mullen then again. Declan Mullen.
That was actually, I think it was Conor Lenihan actually come out with that ball, number 7.
Yeah, he played it out to Conor or to Declan Mullen.
Yeah, so Declan just got in and again used his strength, got down low over the ball. Last 2 minutes here.
Winner. Couple of players up for it. Finn McEldowney's the one that has it. Finn McEldowney can't get rid of it. Oisin Coulter's in there.
Yeah, both
It's a
teams
real
eager to
scramble
win,
for the
win
ball.
the ball at this stage.
You don't give away a foul.
Roll this up here, I would say, for a 2-man
Throw
ball.
in. It's going to be a throw in.
Yeah. So
We're
again,
getting a
you
good
can
view of this. It's just straight down in front of us.
see both teams' eagerness to win the ball there,
Yep.
especially Maghera to win it and get it up the pitch.
Nobody's away. That's McCullough again.
Stick broke,
Big
yep.
man for big play. He's hand pass in there.
Ryan just, again, we were praising Michael Dorian for it. Peter, good forward play there, dropped the shoulder, and Ryan just put the arm out. And soft enough one, but the way Colm's playing or blowing the whistle tonight, it was always going to be a free. So good play by Peter, but still the work has to be done.
Did the referee call it up a wee bit early because he hand passed it into space there to a man in space?
Yeah, well, I think the Red High man actually blocked it, so the advantage per se was over for Maghera. So the advantage is now that Peter gets a free shot at the net.
Should he have been taking the last one? It's going wide. It's going wide.
Just seemed to miss hit it there. That's unfortunate for Peter because he's had a brilliant game. So
we're in the last minute.
To slice off.
We're in the last minute of the 69th Mageean Cup Final. Downpatrick lead by a point. They're just on the base of the first win. It's taken down by Tom McGrattan. Tom McGrattan hand pass out. It's not out yet. It's not out yet. Goshing blocked down. Sean McCarthy's in on it.
Red High working the ball well, but again, Maghera's work rate showed. Needs to get rid of it.
Yes. Is this the winner?
I thought he was going to go in for overcarrying there again, but he's given a free in for chopping. So
I thought he overcarried it, but
yeah,
you know,
again, once you win that ball, then you know you're in control. So Tom now with a chance to maybe ice it. We're looking at the
scoreboard. We're not really worrying whether it's 2 points or 1 point at this stage.
Yeah, so I'd say you'll let this play now for Maghera, but they'll need to get the ball up and into the net, I would say.
And there's a player down.
Yeah, they're just going to play on. So again, they're looking for their target man, Peter McCullough.
No, the referee's not even interested in it. Referee's giving it, though. It's all over. 2 point win for Downpatrick. It's the first ever win for St Patrick's High School, Downpatrick.
Brilliant. What a night and what a win for the school.
They saw it out. Sometimes you have to grapple with a game. You have to just keep edging closer. It's not about spectacular hurling. It's about just fighting to the end.
No, and Maghera were never going to give this up easy. As you say, they've tremendous pedigree in the Mageean, and credit to them because they battled right to the end there and just came up short. That game could have went either way. So, but brilliant win for Red High now, and I'm sure they'll enjoy tonight.
So we're looking at a first ever win for St Patrick's Downpatrick, and as we're looking back over the years there during the week there, and we're looking at Morris Hayes starting hurling in the school in 1952 when the senior hurling competition started in Ulster. It was the senior league shield at that stage, and they played the league format, and whoever won the league won the shield, and that continued on even through in the first years of the Mageean Cup in the early 1960s when Brother Categun was in charge of hurling. We're there again then towards the end of the 60s. Then you had Brother Charles Purcell coming in. He was in my era, took it through to the 1980s, and then you had George Lennon coming in as well round about the 1980s, along with your father's. He probably took your father's time, and moving on up again, and you have a past pupil coming in here, Darren Swale, along with Danny Toner, who played along with you, I suppose, did he?
Yes, Danny played alongside me, and as you say there, you're going through the proud history of Red High. So this win tonight, you know, these boys have done a lot for all them names you've just mentioned there, Seamus, and there'll be a lot of proud past pupils who went through Downpatrick's doors who'll be, you know, smiling and looking down on that tonight. And we're looking at
a history there of hurling that has been played there with very, very little success right down through the years until they were your father played in Gallagher Cup winning teams in the early 1980s. But apart from that, there was no success really at all until the B competitions came along. And then once the B competitions came along, you kind of found your level inside those.
Yeah, as I say, I played in many of them myself and won a few of the B competitions, and that's continued throughout the school. So I would say a big factor in this win too is also maybe the forming of that and done team in the early years, and giving guys an opportunity to play. And sometimes it's just a wee bit of belief, Seamus. You know, no down schools ever went and done this, but the belief maybe them guys watching them down teams compete, well, why can't we do that with our own school? And that has brought a lot on there, and so hopefully Red High and other schools in Down, the likes of Knock, can continue competing in A grades, because it's only going to be for the benefit of Down.
And it's always very, very hard to win your first one. Like Andoon came very, very close over a number of years before they actually made the breakthrough and won it in 2018.
Yeah, and that's what I say, it's just a bit of belief. I actually played in the first final and Dun played in, and it was St Mary's beat us, so it's just breaking that barrier. As I say, Maghera, St Mary's, Cross and Passion, they've had a stranglehold in this competition for a while. We've seen a breakthrough there with a lot of the current crop of Dunloy players who played in a St Louis team that went on and won, and you see now St Louis competing year in year out in the Mageean. So the more teams it has, the better. But it's a fantastic competition, and some of the hurling that's been on show throughout the competition has been brilliant. So, and it showcases the talent that we have in Ulster. Yeah,
well, but as you said already there, Maghera was never going to give anything up easily. They have a huge tradition in it, and at times in that game they were outplayed and they were still hanging in, they were still sticking there.
Yeah, and I was talking to Sean Marty after you had him on here, and he was saying a lot of that current team's fifth year, they actually lost a lot of players who maybe just went on to work and didn't come back to do their A-levels. But I've no doubt if they retain a lot of them fifth years, that they'll be here in the next couple of years as well, and probably have a Mageean Cup sitting in Maghera in the next couple of years as well.
And I'm going back to my time, I'm going back right down through the years there. The Red High's tradition was very much based upon smaller clubs in Down, and you had maybe one or two players from the Lower Ards Peninsula there. But this year you've had a huge input from Portaferry, from Adam Rogan there from Ballycran, and Sean McCarthy. You have the couple there from Ballygalgad as well. That meant a lot, because those boys are getting top class hurling all the time.
Yeah, and as you say, it's kind of a generation thing. We're very lucky in Portaferry at the moment that we have a lot of players coming through. I think there's 11 on that squad who are with Portaferry, and 5 or 6 of them are now up to senior grade with themselves. Ballygalgad have 5 and Ballycran have 3, but there's also clubs in Down who are contributing to that as well. You know, Carryduff, Breda, Leitrim as well. You know, Breda have been playing in the senior championship now the last couple of years, and you're seeing the different names now, especially in the Down senior squad, that it's not all predominantly supplied by Ards. Yes, it is the bulk of them, but Down hurling needs them other clubs to step up, and hopefully the likes of this competition. And you know, there's a bit of a feel-good factor with Down hurling at the moment, and hopefully that continues. You know,
well, there's been a few of the other clubs stepped up tonight. Individual players like Conor Lenihan played well tonight. So too did Tiernan Connolly in the middle of the field. I don't mean it's all the impact of the lower Ards clubs, but there's a huge number there, which is unlikely to be happening every year in the Red High.
No, and to be fair, Darren has put a big push on that. You know, in recent years, there's he's seen the talent coming out of Portaferry, and you know, we do have St Columbus in Portaferry, but it doesn't offer A levels. So giving them fellas a chance to come over, and you know, that maybe that card of A hurling, you know, is what we lure them with, you know, over to Downpatrick, because you can guarantee that's what Cross and Passion, St Mary's and the likes of these schools are doing. So I think it's brilliant, and hopefully Red High can sustain a levels of success, not winning Mageean Cups every year, but competing and being competitive in Mageean Cups.
Well, I think there's a difference between having a hurling tradition and having a winning hurling tradition, and now these boys have provided winners for the school. Every team that comes to that, every boy that comes into Downpatrick now that wants to wear hurling or jersey in Downpatrick and carry a hurl, they'll be looking at that photograph on the wall.
Yeah, and that's these boys they've made history here tonight, and you're always, when you're the first team to do something, no one can ever take that away from them there. So they'll always be that first team, and this could be hopefully a breakthrough of more things to come.
I'm just looking down there and I'm seeing a couple of proud fathers there. I'm actually seeing I think it's Jared McGrattan there, maybe a tear or two in his eyes. I saw him rubbing his eyes there. He has
probably
enjoyed
giving
tonight.
off to him about them wides, I would say.
He has enjoyed, because I've watched these boys playing in a second year competition, the B competition, second year. They beat St Coleman's, and I presented the cup that day, and Jared was there, of course, but it was what he saw in the other players. It wasn't what he saw in Tom. It was what he saw in the other players from outside the Ards Peninsula that he saw was the future of that team, and he believed in that team.
Yeah, and George's done great work as a coach, just not even within our own club, just within the county, as you say there. So Declan Mallon, player of the match, well deserved, a colossus, as I said tonight. So that's a well deserved reward for Declan.
And of course he's also the captain.
Yeah, so that you can hear them chanting his affectionate nickname there, Rusty.
Rusty, well, I can see where he got it from as well. Those are photographs that are going to have a big impact in the East Down area, the lower Ards. In fact, right across Ulster, because it gives out a message to smaller schools, smaller in terms of numbers of hurlers that are coming into that they actually can attain that. And you're going back to St Louis winning it. That was breaking a losing sequence, if you like, or they were coming up from B grade hurling and they won it. So there's a bit of a leaf coming through now in other schools.
Yeah, and that's what you want. You want the young kids who are picking up a hurl to have something to aspire to, and this is what this team's done for them. When it's what we're trying to do with the senior team at the moment is inspire that next generation, and sometimes the way to do that is by winning trophies.
And you'll, of course, as a county hurler, you're going to look there and you're saying there's a few of those boys are going to make county teams.
Oh yeah, well, they're all still young yet. I see Declan there, he's actually his first year up in senior this year, so we'd be hoping to get him through to our club, and then the likes of Tom, who's already playing senior, and again the other coach. So it'll bode well for a good under-20 team here now for Down in the future.
Right. I think Declan's about to speak now. I'm not sure whether... Just a couple of photographs there with Una Murta of the Danske Bank is involved. I'll just get a word from Sean Marty Locker, just his thoughts on the finish there. Sean Marty, I'm sure you're not keen to talk too much about it, but it's a tremendous final.
Okay, Seamus, first of all, congratulations to Downpatrick. It came to the second half there, the better second half. It came to like a free take and shootout there, and they won. They scored all the frees. We missed a couple of our frees at crucial times. That's the ball. So here, listen.
It wasn't spectacular hurling at times, but they fought it out and they got over the line.
I will listen. You compare the two halves. The first half was a lot more entertaining, and the second half died down a bit, and then it became just a battle of frees, free after free. And McGrattan was very, very good in frees, and we missed a couple of crucial frees, and that's it.
Yeah, but you didn't give it up easy.
No, we didn't. And the worrying thing at half time was they were going to come out and steamroll us, but they didn't. We come back into the game. They're saying that
they come out and got the goal.
They did, but I think we responded to that too. We definitely did. But again, we just lost too many battles around the field and on the forward line and in the midfield. And you have to hand it to them. You have to commend them. They're very, very good hurlers, and that's it. And congratulations to you. The deserved winners now, in fairness.
Yeah, you're looking at Peter McCullough there. He wasn't involved a hell of a lot in scoring, and then he stepped up with 3 or 4 great scores.
Okay. Here, listen, Peter's a fantastic player. Like, it was doubtful to come into this game, but I mean, at the end of the day, he's a quality player, and and he's a good free taker. I know he missed one.
Yeah, well, that was a crucial one.
That was a crucial one, but I mean, outside that, I think he showed well tonight. In fairness.
Yeah, and I think the quality of the player that he is, that he can put that behind him and move on.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of excellent hurlers there on the field tonight. And Maghera played their part in it too. Some of the younger players that you were talking about at the start, Finn McEldowney ran himself into the ground.
Oh, phenomenal! Like, and at the end of the day, we had a lot of mighty performance through our team. Definitely, And for
James Friel
was one of the best players in the field. He definitely was. But I mean, there probably wasn't enough of him. I mean, and we had lads probably who just battled hard, but maybe just weren't good enough on the night, and that's the bottom line.
Yeah. Now you've seen St Louis come up in 4 or 5 years ago. Owen was talking about. Owen Sands were talking about just St Louis winning. They were playing in the B competition, the Casement Cup. They won it, and then the following year they won the Mageean, and it has created. They've become competitive at Mageean level. is there potential there for Downpatrick?
Well,
Or is
here-
it just a one-off?
Well, Seamus, the powers that be have to sit down and say, right, do they want like a 2 or 3 Mageean competition, like historically there was always 2 or 3 teams that won it, or do they want to stretch it out to 5 or 6 teams, including like Downpatrick, St. Louis, Guarantor, teams like that? And to promote hurling, you want as many people playing as possible. And I think the powers that be and people organising that have to sit down and work out a way, especially like ourselves, we're a dual school, and like we try and play both sports at a grade A level, but sometimes we find it hard to do. Like it's very hard.
Well, and Downpatrick would traditionally be in a football team playing in the McLaren Cup, etc. And a lot of the schools are the same. St. Louis are the same in that respect.
Yeah.
They're playing football at a fairly high level and they're putting a lot into that there. You've got to split the season for
without a doubt, and the old system whereby you had the Mageean September, October, there's nothing wrong with that, and then that led into the McCrory season then, and everyone the Mageean they played after Christmas. There's nothing. I know people don't agree with that system, but at the end of the day, it helps the dual school like Maghera and Downpatrick and St. Louis, and I don't think they should be changing that, in fairness.
But the quality of the game here tonight, it was good for hurling.
Okay, excellent. And the first half was brilliant because Maghera probably dominated the first 15 minutes, and then Downpatrick came back in the second quarter, and they deserved to go on at half time 2 points behind and probably ahead. But I mean, the first half was a better spectacle than the second half. The second half died a bit, but St. Louis stuck at it, or sorry, not St. Louis, Downpatrick stuck at it. We kept with them, but at the end of the day, they took the scores, and we didn't take our scores.
Yeah, well, you are always going to be contenders for Mageean Cups. Going forward, we're hoping to see Downpatrick stay there the same way as St. Louis Ballymena has stayed there and widen out the competition. Knock as well, stepping up to the level.
Yeah, but I think the key thing is, even if you have a good side or a mediocre side, you should still play grade A, because at the end of the day it brings lads on. You're not going to win every year, and Downpatrick should be playing Mageean next year again. They shouldn't drop down again, because then even though you take a couple of bad beatings, it helps boys bring them on, and you're playing
because you're playing at that level. You're playing at that speed.
When you're playing boys like Ballycastle, teams like Ballycastle, Guarantor and St. Louis, you're being challenged every league out. Whereas going out in a B competition and beating someone maybe 30 points, that doesn't serve any good.
Yeah, and I see that Declan Mallon picked up the player of the match. You would have agreed with that? The full back, he's marking Peter McCullough.
Oh, here, listen, they had a lot of good players today. Number 3 was very good. Declan Mallon. Number 6, Ryan Neal. I'd say Michael Doring. Number 10 was very good the second half too. He would have contended too, but the number 3 was awesome. It was very, very good. Good in the air, strong. He was as strong as a ball. It reminds me of the Rock who played full back for Cork. Jeremy Sullivan just come out and just
he came out with the ball every time,
and he scattered everyone his way.
Yeah. And going and looking at your own Maghera team, like we've mentioned James Friel, Finn McEldowney, but Sennan didn't do too bad either. He picked up a yellow card.
Well, I think he pulled down your fellow Dorian, but going through our team, I felt that Conor Shields was very strong. Adam McLaughlin done well. Finn McEldowney, James Friel in defence was very, very strong. I thought Shane McKenna fought hard in midfield, and then up front a lot of lads who competed very, very well, but they come up against a very, very good defence tonight. Downpatrick's defence is very good, led by your fella Declan Mallon and the other guy called Ryan Neal. They're very good defenders.
Yeah. Okay, thanks very much anyway, Sean.
Seamus, thank you. Take care.
Anyway.
Thanks for coming. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
All right.
See you. Bye. Okay, it's going to take a good while to clear this pitch, but we might get a wee chat in a few minutes if you hold on and try and go down and maybe catch the Downpatrick manager and maybe have a word or two with him. All right. Just hold on for a couple of minutes.
I'm here.
Darren Swale, did you ever think you'd get to this day?
Yes. But it's taken a while, Seamus, it's taken a while.
Yeah, when you were at school, when I was at school, we wouldn't have dreamt of this.
No, not at all, not at all. Listen, I was a wee bit emotional there, actually, before the match, because, you know, brother Ennis there's a bit of an icon there in Ulster schools, but we both know with an icon ourselves, and brother Charles, who's passed away, you know, a couple of years ago, and he started boys like me and you know, he gave us an outlet in school to play hurling, and you know, it became gradually a wee bit more fashionable, but I'm just delighted, Seamus. I'm delighted. You know,
I can see you emotional along the sideline.
Yeah.
Before the final whistle,
yeah.
You were very, very nervous there. It was very touch and go. Like even though you had got the momentum, that each time they come back at you, were still getting a score.
Yeah. Well, listen. Well, we have drummed into these fellas in this last 2 weeks. Like, you cannot take Maghera lightly. Okay, because you know there's a bit of a narrative there. People talk about Maghera and a hurling team. To me, a hurling team is a hurling team dictated by the scoreboard, and you know the manner in which they went about their business in the semi-final. I was worried about the last 10 minutes. I told the boys that. I said, boys, even if we're 10 points clear, I won't be happy. But it actually worked out the other way. We were chasing the game a wee bit, but
you're chasing the game because probably because Tom went low for free.
Well, listen,
it created nerves.
Possibly, you know, but listen, you know, I leave that up to the player themselves. You know, on a different day could have hit the net.
Yep.
But you know, during the St. Louis game in the last 2 or 3 minutes, believe it or not, I might have looked a bit panicky, but I was feeling the similar emotions here. I thought we're okay here because they don't panic. We've got a couple more bodies up the pitch in key areas, and Oisin Coulter chipped in with a couple of big plays. Mick Dorian
and your defence was superb.
Listen, you know, big Declan there, and
he came out like a Rock O'Sullivan coming out there, knocking boys out of the way.
He's a tremendous young man, you know. He's a tremendous young man. He leads by example. He's quietly spoken, but he leads by the way he plays in the pitch, and I'm delighted for him getting the man of the match. But I'm very proud of every one of them, Seamus, and it's, you know, sometimes sport can be cruel and you don't get what you deserve. These boys deserve this, you know, and that's okay. I have a bit of a jaundiced opinion on that, but they deserve this for what they put in, and you know, and their self-belief. And I'm very much indebted to, you know, like you know yourself as a teacher, you only get them in short wee bursts. I'm indebted to their clubs and to their families and to the Down County Board, who've committed quite a bit in recent years to that. And this is a fruition of it, and I just hope this turns over another generation of young lads.
Well, I'm looking at, I presented the trophy to you in second year. It was a big competition then that you were playing in at that stage, and you were thinking about going into the A competition, and you'd never know what's ahead of you and that type of thing. It's been a long journey, but it has been a journey that just, you know, you met the gradients, you got up there, you got competitive, and then now you're a winner.
Yes, and I tell you, the most probably satisfying thing this year was, you know, the goodwill we met with all other teams, the seasoned Mageean campaigners. You know, Paul there tonight was having a bit of crack with him in our first league match. I didn't get chatting it much tonight, but you know, they were glad to see us. They were glad to see us up this year, and you know, Big Paul in no uncertain terms says, "Where did you get that team from, Swale? I haven't seen them for a while." And you know. Listen, I have a lot of messages from all those other teams involved in the Mageean and throughout Ireland. I'm getting messages just how, you know, sometimes, you know, when a team comes up, it's a bit of a novelty. I liked your phrase. What was your phrase? Ask Gaelic again, Seamus.
And Rodasana is ain't
I like that. Okay, so
but the thing is now, the important thing is that you can. Sean Marty was suggesting there. You stay up in the A competition, even though you may be getting a couple of right hammerings in a few years, you still learn more in the A competition now that there is a tradition there.
I agree with that, you know, and the thing is, I'm hoping this generates another, like, that team, believe it or not, on the panel, I think it's the first time I've had 16 hurlers in the 1 year, and I had two year 13s in that team, and only have 4 year 13s altogether. But listen, you know, we've a group down the school there, year 11s, they're going to be playing A hurling this year, and we'll get them boys going. But sure, listen, if they're looking up the top of the tree and they're seeing these boys doing that, it's going to bring them on.
But it's going to be very, very important to get that photograph up on the wall, so that every youngster in 25 years time sees that photograph.
Yes, exactly, Seamus. And as I say, as young skitters run about the red high, we'd people to look up to, and now the new generation of fellas rattling around our school have that as well.
There's going to be a lot of celebrations. You'd love to be in school on Monday.
I know that, but sure, listen, we're planning tonight. We went for a wee walk out, a wee reflection area. You know, as, like, a school's a family, and you know that. And we've been through tragedy in recent times, and we went out to a wee reflection area in the school, and we stood shoulder to shoulder before we got on the bus. And what I said to the boys is, I said, listen, lads, we'll take 30 seconds here now. And I says, the next time we're coming back here will be the Tuesday after school in January. And I says, we're walking the Mageean Cup and we're setting it down here for those people who went before us. But, you know, I'm very proud of them. You know, they deserve it, their families deserve it, and I'm just delighted to get over the line. Gonna make it, Darren. All right, enjoy the celebrations. Okay, thanks.
Okay, we'll just finish up now in the Dub Arena here in Belfast and Queens. A historic night for St Patrick's High School Downpatrick. St Patrick's Grammar School Downpatrick. It was St Patrick's High School Downpatrick when I was at it, and that was a good while ago. That's 50 years ago almost now. But historic night for them, but also a historic night for Ulster colleges, because we have an 11th different name written on the trophy now. We had some Malachy's and some McNeese's in the early days. We even had O'Meath College in Louth, a seminary, taken part in the early days of the Ulster colleges hurling in the 1959, I believe that they won it. Then you had the dominance of St Mary's Belfast, St Mary's CBS in the 1960s and 1970s. You had change in the 80s when you had Armagh CBS winning it, Maghera winning their first ever one, St Louis winning their first ever one in 1988, and then you moved on to Cross and Passion come in the 70s, they came again in the 90s, and then they have come back with a lot of force now in the last decade and a half. And it's been a very competitive competition now between St Mary's, Cross and Passion, and Maghera for a few years. Then we had St Louis breaking in again. Now we had Doon, and finally we have another team coming through from the county of Down, a school team coming through, and this time they've been worthy winners of the 2021-2022 Mageean Cup St Patrick's Downpatrick. And I'll leave you with that thought. And rud is anús into a dúirtan yégan arena seachtainne. Well, Harla sé nacht, agus is rud intach é de éithre an dúan den Downpatrick, de éachtar na náirde, agus an rud is mó fadú den ihe seo gur hoshi tradition, butchery and seo nacht, and it's going to last in the Downpatrick area, and there's going to be a lot of celebrations. So enjoy the celebrations, everybody. Tonight belongs to St Patrick's Downpatrick.